Today I'm going to show you how I record a drum track. Step on into my office. Welcome to Crumb Studios, everyone. I've had a few people ask me lately to make a video about how I record drums. So today, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you through step-by-step, quick and dirty version of how I record drums for a drum track. First things first, I'll create a session from a saved template that includes all my plugins I typically like to use for drums. Then I'll import the tracks or stems that I get from the artist. Once I have those imported in, I'm going to listen through the track and learn it. As I'm listening through the track, I'm going to pay attention to what types of tones are programmed on the drum track. That will give me a good indicator of what types of sounds the artist is looking for, what kind of snare, what kind of tuning, cymbals, etc. So now I'm getting towards the end of the song and I'm noticing there's a little tempo change, which is interesting. It starts out at 127, eighth note rock feel, and then it goes to 89 beats per minute in a halftime shuffle. Rockin'. Cool, it's gonna be fun. So after listening down to the track, I have a pretty good idea of what kind of snare I want to throw up. So I'll typically take 2 or 3 snares. I will put up each snare, throw them on the drum set, A/B them, and just see which one sounds best in the track. Alright, so I've recorded the separate drums and I've narrowed it down to this Tempest drum, which is a 7.5 by 14 inch bell bronze. Beautiful drum. I've got a Control Sound X on there. It's all tuned up and ready to go. As far as cymbals, I'm going to use a 14 inch K Sweet Hat, an 18 inch Cluster Crash, a 19 inch Sweet Crash, and this 20 inch K Ride, and then a stack. Okay, I got my toms all tuned up. It's not a particularly roomy sounding track to me, but I will record the rooms and give them to the engineer just so they have it when they mix. And then coming over to the kick drum, this is usually my go-to Yamaha sub kick, a D112, usually outside the hole. And in the kick drum, there's a Shure Beta 91. I use this combo all the time. And for the tom mics, Sennheiser 421. For the hi-hats and ride, I use an AKG C451B. They're great. Snare drum, 57. Any kind of rock thing where I'm slamming backbeats, it's going to be a 57 on the top. And also a 57 on the bottom. As far as overheads go, I'm going to keep these Shure SM81s up here. And I just position them in an XY pattern. And over here to my left is my little auxiliary workstation. Basically, I can control everything here. I can do all my tracking and do any kind of tweaks to my mix here. So now I have the kit tuned to kind of where I think it's going to work in the track. And I'm just going to play through it a couple times and get a vibe for the tune and then hit record. Now I'm going to come back into the control room and have a listen and make sure everything is cool, and then I'll bounce out a mix and send it to the artist. That's how we do it. Hopefully he's going to love it. And if not, then he'll probably have me fix something or change something. So I'm going to leave that kit set up the way it is. So if I have to punch, it'll be the same tones. I think that was it. I think I got it. We in focus, looking good, centered. Yep. I've had a few people ask me lately to make a video about how I record my drums. Today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you through step by step. It's hard to talk to a camera. It's hard.